Okay, so welcome back to the last part of this multiplication, and this time we will be talking about we will be including in our multiplication the expressions uh, containing binomials, trinomials, and perhaps multinomials if there is still time. Okay, so as the last part of these operations, the multiplications of algebraic expressions, when we have this time the binomials by binomials, the trinomials and multinomials. Okay, so this is the part where you need to apply all the process and techniques on how we multiply the monomials, the binomials and monomials, and numbers and letters or constant and variables, together with the idea of their exponents if variables are the same. Okay, so for this part, perhaps we have this x um, minus 2 times x plus 3, for example. Okay, how are you going to do that? How are we going to do that? So, this is what we call the binomial or multiplication of binomials. The first binomial is x minus 2, and the second binomial is x plus 3. So, the operation here is the quantity of x minus 2 times the quantity of x plus 3. So, what is the answer? That's the question. So, again, in your solution, okay, either you write first the first binomial or the second binomial should be written first. That is not a question because they have the same number of terms. Either you write first x plus 3 or you write first the x minus 2, like x plus 3, and then we have x minus 2, or you have x minus 2 and then we have x plus 3. Again, either of this arrangement is just truly acceptable since for your convenience because they have the same number of terms. Supposedly, we consider the first one. So we have x or x plus 3 times, the operation is times x minus 2. So again, let me rewrite this into a bigger type. So we have x plus 3 and we have times x minus 2. Okay, so the first part of the multiplication is you multiply x times x. We always begin at this sign from left going to the right. So x times x, that means you are multiplying two the same variable, just copy the common x. And then understood there is 1 and 1 here as exponent, so other exponent that is 1 plus 1, that is 2. So that means x times x is equal to x squared. Next, you multiply x. You multiply x to 3. So you are multiplying two the same signs, so automatic your answer, your operation here is plus or positive. Positive but becomes plus because of there is term before. So x times 3, so like in the previous one, the basic part of multiplication, when we multiply letter and number or variable and constant, just copy them together as the answer. So therefore x times 3 is 3x. So again, the operation is plus since we are technically multiplying the same sign or two the same signs, plus or positive, and this one is positive. And the second one, the next is you multiply the second term here uh, to each term of the upper binomial. So that means you multiply 2 to x. So that is 2 times x. So simply we have 2 times x. So you are multiplying number or constant and variable, so copy them together as the answer. And in placing the number or your answer here as partial answer, you have to look for the term in the first line of your product, or you can place this vertically with 2x. So in this case, you need to place the right one where you should write the 2x is right under 3x. So this one here. Reason is because the result, the partial product here, and the second partial product is the next part is you are going to add all this to obtain the final answer, like the basic multiplication of 2 or more than 2 digits when during our elementary time. Okay, here. And then, why is it that you are placing 2x aligned with 3x? Because the idea is we are going to add this result to obtain the final answer. And if you could still recall previously that algebraic expressions can be added directly and easily if they are similar, they are having similar terms. So 3x and 2x are similar terms because their variables and exponents are the same. So that is why before we discuss multiplication or any mathematics instructor or teacher, before they will discuss the multiplication, the addition of algebraic expressions and the subtraction of algebraic expression should be discussed first. Then let's proceed to the last part, that is the last term of the second line binomial, the last term of x minus 2, which is 2 times the last term of the upper binomial. So that's 2 times 3. So technically, this is negative 2 times positive 3. So that is equal to negative 6. So that negative 6, so since there is no constant here in the first line, you have to place 6 here further. And my negative becomes minus here. So therefore, the first line of your partial answer is x squared plus 3x, and the second line is 2x minus 6. And the next thing that we're going to do is to plus or to add the result. So since there is no term under x squared, you just bring down x squared. And then positive 3x or plus 3x and positive 2x technically having the same sign, all positive, so becomes plus here. And then add directly this 3x and 2x. So bring down x because they are similar. And then add directly 3 plus 2, that is 5. And then bring down minus 6. So the final answer is x, when we multiply the quantity of x minus 2 times the quantity of x plus 3, the product is x raised to the power of 2 plus 5x minus 6. So this is your answer. So as simple as that. The only thing that you need is to master the basic part of multiplication. The constant and variable, the multiplication of constant and variables, multiplying unlike variables, and multiplying the same variables, and multiplying monomials. All of those basic parts of multiplication, you can apply those here for this part of the multiplication. Okay, so supposedly we have, like for example, we have number 2, we have x squared, okay, minus 2 for example, yeah, times x squared minus 3x plus 4, for example. So what is the possible answer? Okay, so in this case, this is now the multiplication of binomial and trinomials. So when you rewrite this one into vertical arrangement, the one with most number of terms, for your convenience, you should place the expression with most number of terms as the first line here, that is x squared minus 3x plus 4. And then we have the second one is x, okay, so x squared minus 2. And then proceed to multiplication. I am giving enough space here for you to be guided when we draw an arrow to where you should multiply it first. So start multiplying now term after term. So we have the first is x squared. Okay, so x squared times x squared. So just simply copy the common variable x raised to the power of 4. And then why is it x raised to the power of 4? Because we are just copying the common variable, and then 2 plus 2, that is 4. Then next, multiply x squared and 3x. So technically 3x it becomes negative and this one is positive. So the result when we multiply two unlike signs, automatic negative. But since there is term again before that, so the negative becomes minus, or just simply write only the operation after you multiply this term. So it is just like x squared. Okay, so it's just like x squared times negative 3x. So the answer is, so since there is no other term coefficient here other than 1, so 1 times negative 3, that is negative 3. Copy the common x, and x here has exponent, has 1 as exponent, so 2 plus 1, that is 3. So therefore, your answer is negative 3x cubed. So the negative becomes minus 3x cubed when you multiply x squared and 3x. The last part of the first term, multiplying to the upper expression, so x squared times 4. So technically, positive 4 is positive because of the plus, and x squared is positive. So therefore, you are multiplying to the same signs. So it is just like this one, x squared times 4. So you are multiplying variables and constant, just copy them together as the answer. So becomes 4x squared. So technically positive and plus of the same sign. So your operation here is plus. Okay, so as you can see, if the other one has more than number of terms compared to the first, so the result is there should always be 3 terms, because it will always match to which given has number of terms. And then let's proceed to the next part. This time, you multiply 2 or minus 2 to each term of the upper expression, or the first line expression. So this time it will be minus 2 or negative 2 times x squared. So that is negative 2 times x squared. So you are multiplying again constant and variables, so just copy them together as your answer. That's negative 2x squared, and then that's your answer. So since it is negative, so automatic that is minus if it is possible. So look for the terms here with the same variable and exponent, and you place the negative 2x squared under the same term here. So in this case, the term which is similar to negative 2x squared is positive 4x squared. So place negative 2x squared under 4x squared. So it becomes negative 2x raised to the power of 2 here. So do not write negative 2x squared under this term or under this because their variables and exponents are not the same. Then this time, let's proceed to the multiplication of negative 2 to negative 3x. So technically, the same sign, two same signs that you are multiplying becomes positive. So it is just like 2, negative 2 times negative 3x this time. So it will be multiplying the same sign, so it becomes positive 6, and then just bring down the common variable. Not common actually, but the variable alone. So technically positive, so it becomes plus. So since 6x has no other terms that can be considered similar to, so therefore you write your 6x next to negative 2x squared because the exponent should be descending from highest to lowest. So you place 6x here. So since it is positive, consider that is plus. Then the last part is minus 2 or negative 2 times 4. So you are multiplying constants all together. So 2 times 4, that is 8. And since their signs are not the same, having the opposite sign, so when you multiply two unlike signs, the result is always negative. But since there is term here, so the negative symbol becomes minus. So therefore, when you multiply negative 2 or minus 2 to the first line, the answer is negative 2x squared plus 6x minus 8. While when you multiply x squared to the first line, or to the first expression, the answer is x raised to the power of 4 minus 3x cubed plus 4x raised to the power of 2. Then after that, you add all of them together to obtain the final result. So this is plus 2. So since under x raised to the power of 4, there is no term here, so just bring down x raised to the power of 4. And for 3x cubed, there is no term below, so just bring down 3x cubed and then bring down minus. And for this term, so 4x squared and 2x squared are similar, having similar terms or similar. So just bring down x squared, the common variable and exponent, and only do this 4 plus negative 2. So when adding unlike sign again, get their difference, that is 2. And since 4 is bigger than negative 2 when it comes to their absolute value, so the operation is plus, so this is also plus. For 6x minus 8, since there are no terms above, so just bring down them together, 6x and minus term as part of the answer to obtain the final answer. So can you see the idea now? The application of the process from basic up to moderate up to the more than one terms until we reach the multiplication of binomials and trinomials. So therefore, class, as a conclusion, the quantity of x squared minus 2 times the quantity of x squared minus 3x plus 4, the final answer is x raised to the power of 4 minus 3x cubed plus 2x squared plus 6x minus 8. So that's it. Just be careful and follow the process class and follow the technique and do it step by step at a time and try to practice by your own. You may discover that the process is just so easy if you give your 100% attention and focus when doing this multiplication. Okay, so I guess for the trinomial and trinomial, I have to leave it to you to do and perform as part of the practice activity. Okay, so for you to practice at home, you have to answer this one. And if you can do this on the board, that would be very welcome. So number one, you multiply x minus 2 times x squared minus 3x minus 1. And for number 2, you multiply x minus 1 times x cubed minus 3x squared minus 2x and plus 3. That's monomial. That's multinomial. And for number 3, try to do this x squared plus 3x plus 2 times x squared minus 2x minus 1. Okay, so when we come back to our regular class, we will be directly discussing about the division of polynomial function or polynomial expression using the long method of division. So why I am including this as part of the review lessons, because that's for you to study and go back to your previous lessons when you were in lower grades, because these ideas from addition, subtraction, multiplication of integers, multiplication of algebraic expressions, you need all these ideas, stock knowledge for you, to perform the division of polynomial expressions or polynomial functions when we go back to our regular classes. So please study and try to practice. And if you have questions, you may leave your comments once this discussion will be uploaded in the channel. So thank you so much and enjoy your weekend.